I get it. What? Welcome to Unifying NFTs to incorporate your following into the fabric of your content's narrative. I'm your host, Todd Montesi. I'm a comedian. I also have an NFT project with my web series, PN and Friends. And what we do for my project is that I incorporate my followers and my fans into the story to have them become characters in the show with their NFTs. So it's a cool thing. And we have a lot of people here who also incorporate their following into their narratives in different aspects and different specters, which is really cool.
Use your mic.
Yeah.
They can't hear
The
you.
mic's not on? Oh, well, I'm loud, so you could have heard me, all right, guys? Come on. All right, so I'm going to introduce our panel right now. I want to start with Jessica Brodkin, and she's awesome right there. Jessica Brodkin?
Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Clap it up.
Come on.
Yeah. She is from Brooklyn, New York. Jessica Brodkin was recruited by the CIA while as undergrad at MIT, so she's smart. She later became a stand-up comedian and energy healer before launching her carbon-negative Mystical Muses NFT collection. So that's cool.
Thank you.
She represents the creation, collectible, and also the artist aspect. And we're going to introduce Brian Piper, huh? Go for Brian Piper.
Can I sit down? I'm sitting.
Brian Piper is from the University of Rochester. He's the founder of Piper Coin, as is involved in NFT projects and focus on knowledge, sharing, and education. So that's going to be great to hear about how he does that in that aspect. Yeah, cheer him on.
Let's hear it. Come on.
Yeah.
Give him some non-fungal love.
Yeah, non-fungal it. Web3, yeah. Our third panelist is Aman Johar.
Woo.
He is the yeah. Go ahead. He is the founder of the NFT Brewery, building NFT and metaverse infrastructure to simplify onboarding 1 billion people into the next phase of Web 3.0. That's amazing. 1 billion people, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nothing less.
And we have Harmon Leon. Harmon Leon, very
Thank
funny
you,
guy.
Todd.
Is
Thank
our
you.
tech guy. Unfortunately, we couldn't get
No
our
tech.
No
No
tech.
tech. No.
So he'll explain what was going to happen.
I'm irrelevant here.
Right.
I have no purpose.
Yeah, no, you do.
I could describe the tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually AI, guys. He's actually an AI NFT, and he'll do some AI NFT stuff. So are you ready for the panel, guys? Yeah? Yeah!
Start the panel.
Sit down. All right.
I didn't think they were expecting this kind of energy at 6 p.m.
Yeah. I'm ready. I've got crack baby blood, so I'm ready to go, okay? So let's start with Jessica Brodkin. Jessica, I've known you from the stand-up comedy
Yes.
world for many years. Very funny, very talented. You're always doing cool stuff, cool projects. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, thanks.
What got you into the NFT space?
I got into the NFT space because I found that as an artist, the systems in place were not allowing artists to have their due in terms of that a lot of industries were taking advantage of artists, and I thought that NFTs and the entire marketplace would be a way to level that playing field. And in addition, a lot of the platforms that artists use, like Instagram or TikTok, artists and all creators, they create a lot of content for free, while the people at the very top are making an enormous amount of money, and the artists are just have a platform and then utilize their platform, but they're still not getting paid for their work. So that inspired me to come into Web3.
That's cool. That's awesome. Let's talk about Brian Piper. Brian Piper comes to the NFT space through education, which is very interesting. How did you fall into the NFT space, and how do you incorporate that with what you're doing?
So I work at a university with a lot of world-class researchers and educators, so most of the projects that I'm involved with are related specifically to knowledge transfer and learning. And, I think that to be successful and to be sustainable, NFT projects moving forward have to have a way to build community and a way to bring that community into your narrative. And, some of the projects that I'm involved with that create that narrative, there's Giraffe Tower. So their narrative is creators helping creators. So their NFTs are used to gate certain things in their community, to give you access to certain coaching and training, and then also to give you access to software that you can use to reward your community with tokens by interacting and engaging with your content across the entire digital landscape. There's the NFT 365 project, focused on minting an NFT every day for a year and bringing you along on the journey. And if you own one of their NFTs, you get to kind of see behind the curtain. You get to see the data that they use to research the projects. You get to see the tools that they use. You get to see their process in figuring out what's going to survive and what's not for the next year. There's the CEX project, where they educate content entrepreneurs, new businesses using content to make money and support themselves. And their NFT gives you a lifetime access to their conferences and training. And then recently I got involved with Ed3 Educators, which is focused entirely on educating educators on Web3 so that then they can turn around and teach their students the fundamentals of Web3 so that eventually we can democratize education and learning and provide education opportunities around the world to people that don't have that. So we shouldn't have to gate education in the world that we have, with the technology that we have. Everyone should have access to equal opportunities for education.
Right.
Woo!
Equal opportunities, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not be dictators here, okay? This is America, not Russia, okay? That's what we're about. We're about giving opportunity to people. Which brings to Aman. Aman, approaching NFTs through the tech side, and you want to onboard 1 billion people in the Web3, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's amazing. Can you tell us how did you get into the NFT space?
Yes, so I've been in the blockchain space about 6-7 years now. So I've been through a couple of winters. But over the last couple of years, I was also traveling to India. And one of the things I understood from looking at the youth, particularly in a country with 1.5 billion people, is nobody knows email. Nobody does email anymore. It is dead as a medium. So how do brands or how do companies get their messaging across? Because in the Web2 world, we've all gotten accustomed to email marketing. And then last year, as the NFT frenzy started to boil over, I was looking at all these NFTs being created, and we said, okay, why are these NFTs going to hold any value? Where is the utility element of this? So that led me to connect both of these two seemingly disparate dots together. And we said, well, if you're going to engage the next generation of people, you've got to bring them into an environment that allows for 1,000 different experiences that these people can own and control with themselves, right? So that was the genesis of the NFT Brewery. And what we're doing is creating the infrastructure that companies and brands and businesses, and also artists or anybody else for that matter, can use to just start creating these NFTs in the right, proper format that they continue to hold value along whatever their life cycle is. So if it's a ticketing NFT, you do it in a way where it holds value till the event is done, and then boom, where is that ticket now? You could just burn it off. It doesn't need to live in your wallet anymore, right? But if it's an art NFT, how do you make sure that the art is going to be available for 100 years going forward? If you just store it on IPFS without any safeguards, it's not going to be there. So there's a lot of infrastructural issues that are behind the NFT space that we haven't even begun to solve for, and that's exactly what we are doing.
Awesome. Yeah. And we got Harmon Leon here. Harmon Leon.
Thank you. I was going to run your tech tonight.
Yeah.
But funny thing.
By the way,
high tech conference can't get on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Can anyone connect the dots there?
Yeah.
Can that maybe next year?
Yeah.
In Web 4?
Yeah.
Can we
That's
do
why
that?
we need decentralization.
Yeah. By the way, Harmon Leon is the Flavor Flav of the panel. He's our
I'm just
comedic
hype
relief.
manning.
Hype man.
Just a footnote. What I like about this panel is no one has used the word disrupt or disrupting. Let's hear for that.
Yeah.
Give that some non-fungal love.
That's because we're innovators, Harmon.
Right.
Innovators.
We're
All right.
building the future.
That's right. All right. So let's get to the meat of it, guys and gals. Okay. So how do we incorporate our following into the narratives of our NFT projects? All right. So I want to spitball here. So Jessica, you have your project, Mystical Muses.
I do.
How are you doing that? How are you approaching that?
I mean, our main way of doing that is engaging with our Discord and with our community in the Discord in terms of which way, because we have lore associated with our project, and we also, on our roadmap, we want to turn it into an animated series. And my co-founder, Ryan DeCalos, is an animator, so he has that background. And a lot of people who are in our community are like, okay, these are so my collection is all female characters, and they kind of vote on which characters they want to see, or like, it's almost, we do it like sort of a choose your own adventure in the Discord. Mm-hmm. So that's the way that we incorporate them, because we want people to. I mean, I think having a community, having a Discord, is also like an opportunity for us to sort of run ideas by people in terms of like what is most exciting for them. So it's very straightforward for us in terms of voting and conversation.
That's cool. Awesome. So, Brian, how about like with the education aspect? How are you incorporating your? I mean, are they students? Like, what does followers mean for you in your branch?
So, I think the key to any NFT project being successful, especially in a space like education, is you have to provide utility. You have to build your community with people who are aligned with your narrative. It's just like any marketing. If you don't have a strategy, you're not going to succeed. You need a Web3 strategy. If you're going to use NFTs, you need an NFT strategy. If you're going to use the metaverse, you need a strategy for that. You need to have specific goals set out. The Ed3 Educators Project is providing all of the educators who have NFTs with opportunities to get trained and certified, and then attend conferences so that then they can help spread the information that they have, and then they can join a DAO where we're working with institutions around the world to figure out better ways to innovate and use blockchain technology to distribute learning.
Awesome. And how about you, Aman? So you approach it through the tech aspect. Like, so how do you approach, say, I guess, are they investors? The people you're having in your, like, how do you define like followers in your narrative, in your branch?
Yeah, so we work with businesses, right? And businesses, and I'll give you a couple examples. One is a DAO that is currently being formed, and it is a DAO that integrates veterans who've come off of their service life and now re-assimilating themselves into the newer jobs that they may be able to do, right? Now, that's a narrative. The narrative is a very big piece of that company because they need to incentivize people to align themselves and learn the new skills that are going to be helpful for them in the future, right? And there's a big education and re-education component to that. So when we work with our customers and our businesses, we help them shape that narrative and marry that narrative into the capabilities of the technology itself, so that once you understand what you're building towards, and to Brian's point, you have to be very clear. You have to have that strategy chalked out before you start building towards that audience, right? So that's one. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's awesome. So my question is, and we have to like break it down, like how do we incorporate people and in our project into our narrative where it's like they want to also promote the project as well? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it sounds easier to say like, oh yeah, we're incorporating you, but I feel like there's a blockage of like actually creating the people to also promote and be evangelize. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I feel like the space is kind of clogged up with a lot of like spam bots. You know, I'm sure everyone's gotten hit on by Instagram spam bots going, hey, join our thing, blah, 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 blah.
Or DM it here.
DM it here, yeah. You know, be careful what QR code you scan, okay, guys? All right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But my thing is this: how do we get genuine connection with real people to actually come out and support and actually also promote, and not have like fake?
I think people promote when they feel connected to the community, because that's really, I mean, one of the best parts of Web3 is the community aspect, and a lot of people do feel isolated and lonely, and like they don't have, or as they get older, like it's easier to make friends when you're young, but then people get older and they're like, I don't have a community, and then they join an NFT project and they're like, oh my God, all of a sudden I have a home. So people who are excited about their community are going to probably promote it. And then there's a lot of the conversation about IP rights, right? So giving away IP rights is not for like every NFT community, but that is something that if people have IP rights, they're more likely, I think, to probably be evangelical.
So let me add to that a little bit, right? So let's not kid ourselves, right? Any NFT project that has launched in the last year, there's been a big monetary component to it, right? And when you insert cash or tokens and all of that, there's going to be greed, and that's just human nature that is going to take over. But the way I look at NFTs for the future is probably 95% of these NFTs will not have any monetary value, right? They may be given out for free. They may have a very specific purpose. They may or may not have any IP associated with it. So in that kind of an environment, you have to really fundamentally rethink how you're going to use your NFT. Look at the world around you, right? There is no physical asset today that trades on its marketplace where you can expect to flip it over for 20% returns day after day, right? And why should that be true in the NFT space in the first place? Right? It's just not going to be possible. So when somebody is really coming up to you and saying, oh, I got to build a community that will provide all of these magnificent returns, you've got to take a step back and think about how important that is. Or is that really snake oil in a new bottle?
Yeah. And that goes back, I mean, one of the biggest things in community and one of the biggest benefits of community and one of the things that we need in our communities is trust. Our society has such issues with trust right now. We don't know who to trust. So if we can get ingrained in these communities where we believe in the narrative and we believe in the goal and we can support that, then that builds that trust. So once your community trusts you, you can lead them to do all sorts of things and to spread the message out to other people who need to hear it.
Right. Harmon, since you're here, do you have
I'm
anything
so
to...
irrelevant. Well, at this point, we'd be seeing a lot of their artwork up on the screen.
Right.
Couldn't get the Wi-Fi working.
Right. Harmon's really big into Wi-Fi. That's his main thing. It's like he's an expert on Wi-Fi, especially into Web 4 space.
There we go. But how I fit in is I created 26 pieces of artwork for your PN project.
Right. We're doing a
Which is really interesting. So it's kind of chronological, right?
Right.
Storyline.
So basically what I've been doing is like, if you, like, the main character in the show is trying to figure out the conspiracy going on, and he uses the NFT project as like a road, like a map. And what Harmon has done, he's created sort of like a meme-based drop where it's like, like meme jokes in NFT form where like it's funny, but also it's like it tells the story. And what I'm thinking is like, the way we're doing it is like we're incorporating the narrative and like the people who are buying it as part of the show, where it's like, oh, that guy owns that piece of the map. I got to talk to that person, and that's how we're kind of like incorporating that.
Right, and much like the days of radio, we don't have the tech to show it, so you have to use your imagination of what that artwork would be like.
Right. Or follow us at...
Oh, yeah. Where can they check it out?
We'll plug that after. We'll plug it towards the end. Yeah.
That's the takeaway.
So speaking of which, Harmon, with the future, you're bringing up the future. What are we thinking about, like, in the future going forward with NFTs and even with narratives and incorporating with the followers? Are you guys optimistic, pessimistic? I know I was talking to Jessica Brodkin off stage, and, like, she has a lot of opinions.
What? No, I mean, obviously, we're still in like the beginning stages of NFTs. There's a lot that we can do. Membership NFTs are kind of like where things are going, and your NFT project has a lot of has to do with creating a web series, creating a TV show, which is like very, very cool. But I think in the a lot of people are going to be using NFTs to create DAOs or to have DAO memberships, which people are doing now. A lot of NFTs are high utility, so they are they're already membership tokens, right? And also NFTs are going to be used in the metaverse as well, which is exciting and also kind of scary in terms of what happens.
Right. Because the metaverse is basically like, the wildlands, right? Yeah.
That's right.
How about Brian? What do you think? Are you optimistic, pessimistic about the whole future of NFTs and narratives and, what do you think about that?
I'm extremely optimistic. I think, the opportunities that we have for community building and for changing, a history of education that hasn't changed, that hasn't evolved with the times. I think one of the things that COVID has done was made us realize that we can learn remotely. We can use that sort of technology to create classroom experiences. So why can't we provide that to everyone in the world? Why do you have to go to Stanford or Harvard to get that education? You may have to go there for the diploma if you want that, but you should be able to take all those classes. You should be able to show on the blockchain that you've completed those areas of study. You should be able to use that blockchain resume to get a remote job and support your family and make money in a way that you couldn't do before. So I think there's great potential, lots of opportunity.
And Aman?
Yeah, so I look at NFTs as Lego blocks, right? So when you play with Lego blocks, anything that you can imagine, you can potentially build them, right? And that's how NFTs are going to shape up in the future. who's to say that you can only do one NFT? Well, now you can combine multiple NFTs, compose them in a different environment. So for example, if you hold 5 NFTs of a kind in your wallet, can they all be through another smart contract sent into another storage wallet, and you get a different NFT for the fact that you own the 5, right? So it's whatever you can imagine, you can build it forward. And that has huge implications for how the metaverse is going to be built, right? The metaverse, as we all know, is not one place where people will gather. There will be probably 1 million different metaverses based on brands, based on geographies, based on where you are located in real time. And based on, quite frankly, even IoT devices, there's probably more IoT devices than people in the world, right, by a factor of 10. So whatever metaverse you can imagine, NFTs will be that layer that permeates through each and every one of that vertical, right? And you'll find use cases specifically for each vertical. And what you've got to understand is if you have to design these things properly, and that's the space we are in, where we are the primary asset creator that defines the life cycle of that NFT. And if you do it right, and properly when you're minting the NFT, then you can guarantee its utility or its value over its life cycle.
Right. Awesome. So we only have about 2 minutes left. Let's plug ourselves. So you can follow us, and we can continue the conversation afterwards and all that stuff, because these people are brilliant. These people are awesome and brilliant. Jessica, tell us where we can find you and your collection.
So you can find So you can find us on Twitter at mystical_muses or mysticalmuses.io. So we're minting now. Please check us out. So yeah, that's the best place. And if you want to follow me personally, I'm just Jessica Brodkin.
Yeah, cool. How about Brian Piper?
BrianWPiper.com and Brian Piper on pretty much any social channel search, any way you do it, and rochester.edu for the University of Rochester.
Sweet. Aman?
And you can follow the NFT Brewery on Twitter, on LinkedIn. And if you want to follow up me, I'm at WANDERING Wandering Scapes. It's a play on landscapes. I do a lot of photography. So Wandering Scapes at Twitter or Telegram. And if you are still in the physical contact business, I do have business cards.
Nice. And Harmon?
You can find me at Harmon Leon on Twitter.
Tomorrow you have
And tomorrow I'll be leading a panel, not on the past, not on the present, but the future of NFTs. Town Hall, 12:30.
Wow.
Awesome.
And me, my name's Todd Montesi. You could Google me at Montekilla, and we have a project called PN-NFTs. Look me up on pnisawesome.com. Looks like penisawesome.com. That's the website. It tells you all about the project. And yeah, check out the web series PN and Friends. It's really crazy. It's really dumb. It's really hilarious. Seinfeld meets the Marvel Universe. We'll be on TV very soon. And yeah, I think that's our time. And we got 29 seconds left.
And let's hear for Todd
Thank you so
Montesi
much.
for moderating.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Enjoy the happy hours.
Yeah.